Hi, I'm former Representative Eric Mortensen and now President of Action for Liberty. Our mission is to protect liberty for the next generation. We've witnessed the radical left's agenda unfold over these last couple years. They spent your entire $21 billion surplus, jacked up taxes by another $9 billion, inserted wokeness into our schools, and enacted crazy gun control, infringing upon your ability to defend yourself and your family. Since the politicians won't secure our elections and they refuse to pass the Never Again bill, it's on we, the people, to act and get engaged in the political process. The start of the political process in Minnesota is the Precinct Caucuses on February 27th. Trust me, all politicians pay attention to what happens there. Normally the cronies, the lobbyists, the politicians, they stack these caucuses, but we can displace them because there's more of us than there are of them. We, the people, have the power if we show up. A voter in Minnesota is just 1 in 6 million people, but the caucus allows you to gain more influence as you are one in a crowd of only about 15,000 caucus attendees. But it's even better than that. In your local district, only about 100 people get involved as a delegate and decide who the party endorses for both state house and state senate. So you'd be one of about 100 people if you become a delegate. Take it from me, this is the best way for you to take control of political power in this state. All political parties host a precinct caucus in Minnesota on February 27th. They start at 7 p.m. and go for about an hour, so it's really easy and doesn't take much effort. Rather than filling out bubbles on a piece of paper and tossing it into a machine, you get to have a conversation with your neighbors about the direction of our state. They are usually held at a church or your local school, and they are only attended by a fraction of Minnesotans. Your voice gets amplified because of that. Main things will occur: selection of precinct leadership, election of delegates to represent your precinct, and finally passage of resolutions of what the party stands for. Caucus locations will be announced no later than February 7th. The locations will be announced on the Secretary of State website by going to caucusfinder.com. Once you visit the website, choose which political party you'd like to caucus with and show up. Caucus meeting business is done first. There are some formalities, but it's not important to you. Then delegates are elected. This is your opportunity to decide who your legislator is before Election Day. Want to hold radical leftists or rhinos accountable? Here's where you gain the power to do that. Usually all you have to do is write your name down on a piece of paper, saying that you want to be a delegate, and you're in. If there are more people signed up than slots available, you'll have to have elections, which means you'll have to give a small speech. I recommend saying something like, you want to be a delegate to secure our elections and make sure the Never Again bill passes so the governor can never again shut down our state. You'll probably get voted in. If you are a delegate, you'll be able to attend an endorsing convention within the next month. We'll tell you more about that later. Now remember, normally it's the cronies, it's the lobbyists, it's the politicians' pals that influence what the party stands for. But you can change all of that. If you become a delegate, you represent about 1 in 100 people involved in deciding who the candidates are and what the party stands for. This really amplifies your political voice in the political process. And if you take someone with you, this doubles your influence. So please bring your spouse, bring your significant other, bring your neighbor, bring any children in the house that will be of voting age this November. The caucus chair will ask if anyone wants to become an election judge or a poll watcher. This is great for those of us who want fair elections. So if you want to be involved in that, then sign up. The final business is submitting your resolution. We must make passing the Never Again bill part of the party's platform. They ignored the will of the people last time around. Now we must double our efforts and make sure we're way too loud to be ignored. Please have your resolution printed out. You can find a copy at actionforliberty.com/resolution. Raise your hand and tell your precinct that you want to have your resolution accepted and sent to the next level of the party. If we all do this, politicians will get the message that they better get on board or else. And if you are a delegate, then you get to pick whether or not your local legislator deserves your endorsement. If they aren't willing to get on board with passing the Never Again bill, tell them to take a hike. Remember, if you want to secure our elections and pass the Never Again bill, show up on February 27th, bring someone with you, sign up to be a delegate, and submit your resolution. If you follow these easy steps, give up 1 hour the night of February 27th, you can make the difference of whether or not we allow tyrannical politicians to continue ruling us indefinitely or we restore liberty in Minnesota. Thank you.